Right, ladies and gents, somewhere in your micro paper 91399, there'll be a question that says, explain using market forces how the market returns to equilibrium. So what we have is a situation like this, where there's been, in this case, there's been a decrease in supply from S to S1, and the price has risen from P to P1, and quantity's gone from Q to Q1. And you have to explain how that happens. Now, in any of these situations, you have to decide is following the shift in the supply curve or the demand curve, in this case it was a supply curve, has a shortage or a surplus happened at the original price. So if you look at it back to this case here, when's the pen? Yeah. You can see that in the original price, P, there's been we've now, because there's a decrease in the price, there's now a surplus. And the surplus is equal to that line there, at the original price. There we are, sir. Hunter's here, just give me a helping hand. So what you have to decide is there's a shortage or surplus. And it's quite easy to remember. For shortages, any increase in demand or decrease in supply will create a shortage at the original price. The increase in demand will create a shortage is because producers and consumers were equal, but then consumers demand more, so there's obviously going to be a shortage because producers didn't expect this. Meanwhile, if suppliers decide to supply less, consumers thought they had what they wanted, then producers supply less, there's a decrease in supply, that will create a shortage. For every time there's a shortage at the original price, what consumers will do is bid up the price, because they can't get what they want because there's a shortage, so they're willing to pay more. So what this means, and it's quite straightforward, is that because the price rises, this will cause a decrease in quantity demanded because of the law of demand, and an increase in quantity supplied because of the law of supply, until you get to the new equilibrium. If there's a surplus, and a surplus happens when there's a decrease in demand or an increase in supply at the original price, what happens then if there's a surplus? Producers have too much stuff that they can't get rid of, so what they do is they reduce price to get rid of excess stock. As the price falls, that's going to lead to an increase in quantity demanded due to the law of demand, and a decrease in quantity supplied due to the law of supply. Firms are less profitable until you get to the new equilibrium. And that's basically how you explain how market forces move from one equilibrium to a new equilibrium. All you have to decide is there a shortage or a surplus at the original price? If there's a shortage, consumers bid up the price, etc. If there's a surplus, producers reduce the price to get rid of excess stock, etc. Dead easy. Thank you very much. Bye bye.